In this video, we're going to talk about the niche Aether. Once again, redesigned. Now, this board, I've written a lot of versions of it, and the 2018 model is by far the best one yet. Hybrid camber, it's just that all-mountain versatile board. It's not a board that makes the rider conform to what it can do. It just lets the rider either be aggressive or be lazy. It's a deck for just about anyone, and it could be a quiver of one if you really wanted it to. It's got traction bumps, or as other people might call it, magna traction, but there's licensing, so I can say it, but they can't in their marketing. And that helps give more contact to the snow. It lets you rip that edge. It lets you dig in aggressively. This is a board that really, it's hard to categorize. Is it an all-mountain freestyle? Is it a park board? Is it an all-mountain freeride deck? Yes, it's all of those. This board features Niche's multi-camber camber profile. So it's one of those profiles where you got the reverse between the feet and camber underfoot. So you got independent areas to load up from, and you're still gonna have that play of reverse camber. It makes the board a little bit more versatile. It makes it easy to pop with. It's not quite skate pop, but it's not quite traditional camber pop either. You just sort of load as you go, and you get that rebound and snap out of it. This is a board for someone that wants camber and response in a freestyle package. The guy that's going all over the mountain, killing any size jump in front of them, and still hitting rails. This is a board with a lot of response that still wants to be in the air. This is a board with a lot of pop that gets you in the air, but still has that response underfoot when you're on the ground. So the big thing with the Aether is you're going to notice three specific flex points. The nose, the tail, and right between the feet. There are three sweet spots on this board where you can really engage it. And this allows the board to be playful, yet still have response and snap from it. Overall, it's a middle of the road, all mountain flex to it. There's enough stability underfoot that you don't get bucked around when you're in chunder or rutted out terrain. You will notice a little bit of chatter out in the tip and the tail, but it doesn't resonate back underfoot. And this board is lively yet mildly damp, which allows it to absorb those vibrations and not fatigue your legs. There's two ways to get pop out of this board. You can load up the camber zones and snap it like you would with traditional camber, and that's going to have a solid response. Or you can be more laid back and skate-like with it and engage it at the last minute, and you're still going to get decent pop. This board can handle just about any size jump you throw at it. It's got that stability underfoot, but it's still got that snap out of the tips that you want. This board's playful and lively and still responsive. There's an immense sweet spot in the tips of this board where you can just really lock in, and having independent camber zones means you're going to have snap and play coming out of it. And having independent camber zones means you're going to get some snap with it. Now, this board locks into butters, and you can swivel and sizzle and get twisty and do whatever you want with it. You have three flex points to take advantage of: the nose, the tail, and right between the feet. So when you engage the nose, you can also center flex the board and manipulate that to get your weight even further out over your nose or tail. This board is easy to jib. It locks into presses. You're not going to feel it fight you, but there is going to be snap and response when you want to pop off the feature. Overall, it's solid at jibbing. Now the big thing with a camber profile like this is if you're trying to board slide between the feet, it's not going to hug as well as if you do it under your front or back foot right where those camber zones are. That's where it's going to lock in a little bit better. So the big visual thing you're going to notice when you're carving with this board is that it has traction bumps. Let's call it for what it is. It's magna traction. You know it, I know it. Licensing agreements, who cares? So you've got these added contact points, and this is going to give you more edge hold, especially on firmer or icy snow. Now this is a board you can manipulate to carve how you want. You've got that center area with a lot of flex and then a camber zone on each side of it. You can load this up from the back foot and slingshot it out of the carve. You can load up both camber zones, locking it in, and drive it through elongated carves, no problem. Tight quick turns, don't worry about it. This board grips and rips. You want a Euro carve? fucking go for it, man. Don't worry about it. This board will let you get low and deep. This is definitely the board for the all-mountain guy that wants a hybrid camber profile. Someone that's going to be charging around, playing in powder, going in the park, olling off cat tracks. Someone that wants play between the feet and out in the tips, but stability right underfoot. Someone that understands that you're going to be able to manipulate this board any way you want due to having two independent camber zones. It's a fun board, and actually, I've ridden the Aether in a lot of versions, and this is by far the best version of it that I've ridden to date. The Aether is the longest running board in the niche lineup, and I've ridden a lot of versions of it, so I have a lot to pull from in my history of riding this board to know what it compares to. Without further ado, these are some other boards to check out if you're looking at this board. The Arbor Element, the Burton Custom Flying V, the Flow Drifter, the Ride Machete GT. It's still a pile of shit though. The Marhar Archaic, the GNU Gnuru. Remember to comment, share, subscribe, and like this video. That way you can see all the relevant or irrelevant snowboarding content that we're putting out for you guys. So smash that bell down below, that way you're getting a notification. And I'll see you guys in another video. If you've been enjoying all these product reviews and you haven't been buying through our affiliate program, which is down there, why don't you check out our Patreon? This is a great way for you to get involved with us. There's some great rewards on there, and it helps fund us so we can do more product reviews for you guys that enjoy what we're doing.